Yo, Nux.
Yo, Nugs. Hello.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
So I called YouTubers, and I asked all of them for their weirdest, strangest, worst, most embarrassing, also hilarious dating story ever. Dating stories are always fun. I always love hearing people embarrass themselves and have terrible times because of, random events that happen to involve a potential mate where it goes awry, perhaps. And I figured we could turn it up a notch because as wacky as the dating stories you hear from your group of friends, you're gonna hear weirder ones from YouTubers. At least that was the hypothesis going into it. It was a hypothesis that was proved 100% correct. Dude, some of these stories, absolutely freaking hilarious. I was dying listening to them, and some wonderful memes were spawned for both me and their futures. This is something that I've never seen anyone do, so I knew I had to try it. And fam, enjoy the video, because hell yeah, it was worth it. Please drop a like on it if you enjoyed, and you want me to embarrass other friends in the future. Maybe different topics, I don't know. And subscribe for future shenanigans. But for now, let's just jump right into it. And no, I did not oversell these stories. Yo, Henry, what is happening?
Yo, Nux. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just here to have a nice friendly chat with the boys. All right, hit us. What's your funniest / worst ever dating experience?
It's obviously with Jeannie, right? It's gotta be about Jeannie.
Oh, no.
I think I've told this story to basically everybody. Okay, so basically the first time Jeannie and I met was because I had just moved to LA and she showed up to one of my live streams. At that point I was trying to get people to film vlogs with, because back in that day Casey Neistat was super popular, so everyone was trying to imitate his vlog style.
And now you react to not safe for work memes. You love to see it.
I know, what a change, right? But yeah, I was like, who wants to come out and hang and film Casey Neistat vlog? And then after the stream ended, she was the only person to email me. She emailed me immediately after the stream. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, long story short, it was kind of awkward because I was really focused on vlogging the whole time. I was trying to be Casey Neistat. I was trying to place the camera in certain locations. I bought a fucking drone, and I was flying my drone, and then the police came, and Jean didn't like me for that, 'cause she's like, wow, what a terrible lawbreaker or whatever.
Every time she asks you a question, you just turn to the camera like a Chad.
Yeah, it's what those dick vlogging YouTubers do. I mean, I was pretty young, so yeah. So we ended up eating fried chicken at this place called Kyo-chan, which is Korean fried chicken. She took me back home, so I actually didn't have a car, so she was actually driving me. And
yo, that's a pretty big brain move. You say after your stream, yo, whoever wants to come hang out. Meanwhile, they give you a free ride.
Yeah, she gave me a free ride. A fan gave me free tickets to the amusement park there. I think she even paid more for my food too.
Wow.
She thought I was broke, dude.
Dude, that's because you are a Chad that yearns for true gender equality, okay? Dude, you respect her. You respect that she has the ability to pay for your meal just like you have the ability to pay for hers.
I'm all about equality, bro. Yeah, so Ginny was about to head home. We were heading back to her car, and I had the bag of fried chicken in my hand, as leftovers. Actually, sorry, Jeannie had the bag of fried chicken in her hands as the leftovers. Yeah, so we were walking to the car, and then I stuck my hand out, right? As in, kind of asking for the chicken, but she took it as a handshake, right? And then...
Wait, hold on. She paid for your dinner, drove you around, and then you asked her for the leftover chicken?
Yeah, because she said she didn't want it, so I wanted, the leftover fried chicken. And then so I stuck my hand out, and she's like, oh, do you do handshakes? And then I said, no, I want my fried chicken. And then that's just when it went all terribly downhill. I wasn't gonna lie to her and be like, yeah, I do handshakes. I was reaching in for a handshake. No. I was just straight up I just wanted the fried chicken.
Dude, that's what you love to see. Honesty, integrity.
No, it was bad. Yeah, so she gives me the chicken, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give her a hug, right? So I got the bag of chicken in my left hand, and so I'm going with a hug on my right hand. And
wait, are you still have your vlogging camera?
Yeah, actually.
Oh no!
I was vlogging the whole thing. You can watch it on YouTube if you want. So basically, she takes the hug as a high five, right? and she's like, oh, you do high fives, and she puts her hand up, and then we just high five, and it's like a fucking terrible high five, and then it's just like, well, see ya then, and then we part ways. And it's just really bad. Like, after that moment, I was like, okay, I'm never speaking to this girl again in my life. That was like the most awkward exchange I've ever had.
Dude, you think PewDiePie with Conan O'Brien, that weird handshake fist bump thing was bad? Bruh.
No, this was even, it was 2 mistakes in a row. Like, yeah, I can understand, like, if we saved it after the handshake, but then, like, the hug, that
Probably came
failed
off
terribly.
like a complete psychopath.
No, I totally did. If you, like, listen to the vlog, like, I, like, audibly made a noise, you know? It was, like, so painful at that moment.
You do handshakes?
I want my chicken.
Oh, no. That's fine. High five.
High five. Boom.
Actual physical cringe.
Yeah, I physically cringed, and there's video proof of my cringe.
Because you vlogged it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I assume she took me as, like, this weirdo that's, like, I guess he does handshakes and high fives. Yeah, I was for sure, I was like, we're never seeing each other again. Like, she doesn't want to see me. I don't want to see her or be reminded of this again.
Is one of the most romantic first dates I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, but here we are, you know?
Yeah,
here we are.
Damn, holy crap.
I don't know.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. There you go. If you learn anything, even if you have the most awkward interaction in the entire planet, you can still be together. It's not over, fellas, until it's over. So.
Yo, life lessons. I wonder what Jeannie's perspective of this story is. Like, from her side, it's like, oh, he was nice.
No, trust me, she will definitely shit all over me. If you ask for her perspective, she'll give you even more, like, worse details about me.
Yeah, this was just the nice stuff.
Yeah, she can tell you all the emotions she felt. I was just like, oh, I'm vlogging. And then sudden pain, just a lot of pain, and then it's over.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for sharing this amazing experience. I very much appreciate it. As a cringe connoisseur,
yeah,
this was gold.
I hope you all cringed at home.
I'm sure they did. Now, before continuing with this sweet, sweet video, let me tell you something else that's pretty sweet. Honey! Not the, you know, gooey food condiment thingy. I'm talking about the site. Bruh, if you've been around the interwebs for long enough, you've heard of this honey thing in the past. You must have. But today is the day where you learn something actually insane. So, online shopping is devised to be easy. Now, we don't need to pick up our asses and drag them all the way to the store. You can just buy them with 2 clicks on a computer. Now, let's continue with this store analogy, if you will. You know, if you're standing behind an old lady in the supermarket and they're rifling through their 17,000 coupons in order to save like 20 bucks on something, and you know what? It works. They save their 20 bucks after rifling through 4 billion coupons. Well, there are coupon codes for many, many things online as well, and you don't actually have to search for it. You don't have to rifle through 4 billion coupon codes. Honey searches the web for coupon codes to save you money. Honey is free, and it will literally save you money with 2 clicks of your mouse. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. I don't know, Newegg, Razor, Etsy, Walmart, G Fuel, it doesn't matter. When you're gonna check out, little box drops down and it'll be like, apply coupons. You wait a few seconds for Honey to scan the web for coupons, and all of a sudden, the price drops. It's actually insane that some people don't use Honey. You can literally get half of the things you buy for 15% off with this thing. I personally use Honey every single time I buy some tech device, whether it's a new mouse or headphones. And I also look at Honey every single time I need to travel anywhere. In total, it's probably saved me hundreds of dollars so far, and I'm not the only one. Honey has over 17 million members and over $2 billion total dollars saved. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online, and everyone that uses it actually loves it. It has over 100,000 5-star reviews on Google Chrome. By not having Honey, you are literally passing up free money. Free finds coupons with a single click, completely trustworthy because it's part of the PayPal family. God damn it, go to joinhoney.com/nugstaku. It's the link in the description. Give it a click. God damn it. Thank you so much, Honey, for sponsoring today's video. This is a sponsorship that I actively sought out because I love what they do so much. I just wanted to be able to support it. And on with the video. Yo, Nags with 2 G's. What is happening?
You're gonna have to do that over again. I messed it up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No. What's up, dude? What's going on, man?
Dude, I have been vibing. I am so excited Dude, you've hyped this story up for far too long. Hit me with your most terrible / embarrassing / hilarious dating story of all time.
All right.
Well, if it's not as good as you hyped it and I'm disappointed, friendship over.
All right. I'm not losing this friendship. I got it. Okay. All right. So it started when I was around 21, 22. And, I was with the boys.
Like 30 years ago.
I was with the boys and we went to a bar. All right. And so there was this older woman there. She was probably around 40, 35. What is that? Ara, right? That's what they like. Ara.
You say it, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, yo, I'm learning, dude.
You're learning.
I'm learning, man.
You're evolving. It's backwards.
And and what I did was, so I'm over at the bar and she comes up and she starts talking to me and she was really cute. And I was like, oh. So my boys come over and she's with 3 of her other mature Ara friends. And we're all talking. She goes, do you want to come back to my place, all you guys, and we'll have a little party? And I'm like, let's do it. So we all get in. Now this is in Jersey. Yeah. So this is I'm out of my comfort zone here in New York. I'm in Jersey. All right. We go back to the house and we're all partying, having a good time, drinking. And my buddy brings up, he's like,
you and your 3 friends are all like 20, and these 4
21,
ladies
22
that are in their 40s.
They're all Ara out, dude. They're like 40. Yeah. 38.
Hell yeah. Anime could be in MILF paradise.
It is MILF paradise. And I know that the girl, the girl that I was talking to has a kid too. So she's actually a MILF. So I was excited. We're all having a good time. And my buddy goes, yo, I want to get some Wendy's. I'm like, yo, dude, Wendy's or Denny's? He's like, yo, let's do Denny's. I'm like, I'm in for Denny's, dude. Let's do some Denny's. I'm in. So I'm hyped now. I'm hungry. It was good. I could get her number and I could go to Denny's with the boys. You know what I mean? There's nothing better than that, going to Denny's. Do you know Denny's? Do you even have that in Canada?
I am familiar.
Oh, dude, Denny's is awesome. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, yo,
especially
guys.
if you're running away from 4 Aras.
Well, I wasn't like running. Bro, it's Denny's, though. It's Denny's. Like,
to be fair, Denny's is superior to sex.
Right? So. That's what I'm saying. All right. This is why you're my boy, dude. You understand. You understand. So I go to the bathroom. I'm like, let me just go pee really quick, So I go pee. All right. I was in there for like, I don't know, a minute and a half. I come back out. Everyone's gone. Party's gone. And I'm like, what? And I go to the girl. And I'm like, hey, where are my friends? She was like, oh, they left. They're going to get Denny's. I'm like, yo, I'm like, I want to go. I'm like, excuse me. And I go outside and I call up my boy. I'm like, yo, where are you guys right now? And they're all like, my buddy's driving, who's designated driver. The other ones are just
all
like,
giggling.
Bro, they're like, bro, we're going to Denny's, bro. I'm like, yo, let me, like, come back and get me. They're like, nah, bro, you need to smash. She's into you. I'm like, no, I want to go to Denny's. Like, please, come on, pick me up. And they're like, nah, and they hang up.
The best part is they think they're like total bros, wingman, chads.
That's what they think. But I really want the Denny's, so I'm like, okay, it's all good. I go back inside. I'm like, fine. I sit down and I talk to her. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Have you ever heard the song, I think it's with Ja Rule, like, what would I be without you? It's like an old song with Jennifer Lopez.
Familiar.
All right, it's like that was her ringtone. So me and her sit down. It was a while back.
That is a red flag, okay?
Automatic. It was like, what would I be without my baby? That was her ringtone. All right, so it's like, okay. So we're sitting down. She gets wine. We're drinking wine, and I'm pretty smashed, and we're talking. And her phone just keeps going off, nonstop. It's like 1:30 in the morning, and I'm like, are you gonna answer that? She's like, No, I'm done with it. I'm over. I don't even want to talk to him. I'm like, oh God.
Damn it, it's not her husband.
Oh God. I was like, please stop.
No.
I was like, well, who don't you want to talk to? She was like, it's my ex-boyfriend, and he's just gonna keep calling. And I'm like, you guys are done though, right? She's like, yeah, he just got out of prison today. And I was like,
look into Denny's.
Bro, I'm like, prison? She was like, yeah, he just got out. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm done, and she's just like going off. And I'm just in my head, I'm like, I really hope this dude got caught for like tax evasion or something, So it's like, what did he do?
Third-degree murder.
I was like, what did he do? She told me he stabbed a guy she was seeing prior to going in there. Swear to God, dude.
Dude, you can't make this up. It was at this point that I started recognizing the fact that Nags' story was not a slightly awkward dating story, or haha, that was kind of funny, you screwed up there, you tripped on the trousers that you had around your ankles, lol. No. This is when I realized that they could literally make a James Bond movie centered around Nags' story, and it only gets worse from here.
Now, I'm getting nervous telling this story. I get shaky when I tell this because
Oh
this is a scary one. This is a crazy one. So I'm like, oh God. And the phone just keeps going off. It's nonstop. And, but then we start, making out a little bit. We start kissing. I'm like, you know what? It just starts, goes off my head. I'm like, okay. So she takes me, she's like, come with me. She takes me to her bedroom. Okay. We're in her bedroom. Don't worry, this will be trust me, it'll be TOS. We go to her bedroom. We're making out. Things are getting hot and heavy as we're kissing. And I remember I was kissing her on her neck. All of a sudden, I hear.
No.
And I'm like, hello?
No.
Hello? I I gave her a little push. Hello? Out cold. Out cold. Out cold. As the phone is still going off, what would I be without my baby in the back? And I'm just like, okay, I laid next to her on the side. I'm staring at the ceiling. I'm like, this can't be happening to me. I'm trying to call my boys in, not answer.
This is the worst thing I've ever heard.
So bad. And I don't have a car there, and in order to get in Jersey, if you know Jersey, it's not like New York City. You need a car. I can't go, and my boys are not picking up the phone.
They're being the ultimate wingman.
They're trying to be, and I'm sitting there, I really need them, I'm blowing up. They're just like, nah, yo, boy's doing this thing. They're not gonna answer. So I'm laying there, and I'm like, all right, what? And I'm trying to, every maybe 15 minutes, I'd tap her and be like, hello? And she out cold. So I get up and I go to the fridge, all right? I open up the fridge, and everybody calls this a juicy juice story. Because I open up the fridge, I'm just thirsty. I'm so parched because I'm drunk, whatever. Open up the fridge, and there is nothing but juicy juices in the entire fridge. Nothing. It's for her kid. Literally, this kid must have tons of juice. It's just all juicy juices. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll take a juicy juice. So I take a little straw, I pop it in, I'm sipping the juicy juice, all right? All of a sudden, lights come near the window.
Baby.
Lights come near the window. And I'm sipping the juicy juice, and I'm like, what? And I crouch down, I'm like, no. And I keep hearing in the other room, what would I be without my baby? And then all of a sudden, I crouch down, I'm like, don't tell me this is, and I start to shake, I'm like, don't tell me this is the ex. Starts banging on the door, and I crawl underneath the window. And I'm literally in a fetal position, like this, with my juicy juice.
21, drunk.
And he's screaming, open up! And he's banging on the door, and I'm sitting there with this juicy juice, just sipping it. I'm scared out of my mind. You have no idea all the stuff that was running through my head. I was like, I'm gonna die. So he's just banging on the door. After 40 minutes of banging on the door, 40 minutes, I sat there,
the longest 40 minutes of your life.
I really wanted another juicy juice too, because then it got, after the 20 minutes, it was kind of like, I don't think he's ever getting in here. I think I'm okay, but I'm still scared. He finally left, all right? It was 3:30 in the morning at this point, something like that. I go back into the other room. I lay down. I'm like, let me try to get at least some sleep. I fall asleep for a little bit. I wake up. All right. And at this time, it was at this point, back then I smoked. So I smoked cigarettes. All right. I get up. I'm like, hello? Hello? She's still out. Snoring like anything. She's still out. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go have a cigarette. Okay. It's 6 in the morning. I walk outside. Okay. Open the door. I start having my cigarette. And there's this dog back there. This dog, I'm scared of dogs because I got bit when I was younger, but I love dogs. I'm just scared of them. So I'm like, oh no. And I look at this dog and I go, wait, nope. And I go to open the door, locked. Child lock. I can't get back in. I'm locked outside now. Locked outside with this dog. But luckily the dog was only 90-something years old because he got up and he started walking and he walked really slow. So it's like, okay, that's good. And I was like, hi, nice dog. And I petted him. And I didn't know what to do after my cigarette. It's 7:30, 8 in the morning.
Gave dog puff as well.
I know. So I decided, what else could you do when you're in Jersey? I guess tan. So I took off my shirt and I laid down next to the dog and we tanned.
Oh my lord.
We tanned together for a couple hours. I didn't know what else to do. I was banging on the door. She wouldn't let me in. She's passed out.
Where are your friends this whole time?
Bro, they're gone. They're gone. They still won't answer. They're passed out now, probably.
They're still in Denny's.
If they were still at Denny's, no, because I talked to them after they went back to New York and they figured, because she said that they told me she said she would drive me home. And they were like, yo, that's our boy. Do your thing, because they were trying to wingman. So finally, it got to 10 a.m. after tanning this whole time with this dog. Me and this old dog are just laying in the grass in the backyard. I start banging on the door. I'm screaming through the window. I'm going nuts. She comes to the door and she's like, oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. How long have you been out here? I'm like, can you just take me home? And she was like, sure. I'm like, thank you. We get in her
He'll
car.
drop you off carpooling
She
your
ra-
kid on the way to
she-
school.
And there was no Uber at this time. You had to get a cab, and like to get a
Yeah.
cab all the way from Jersey to New
expensive.
York is like I didn't have that kind of money. It was like $300. I'm like I can't. I couldn't
Yeah.
afford it. So I get in her car. She drives me back. We stop right in front of my house, and she goes, I'm so sorry about everything. She was like, I had so much fun with you. I was like, yeah. She was like, I want to make it up to you. And she like grabs my knee, and I'm like, okay. She was like, I promise I'll make it up to you. And I was like, okay. She was like, you gonna call me later? I was like, sure. So she gave me her number. Yeah, I never called again. No, never
promptly,
again.
like,
Never
tore
again.
up, burnt, lit on fire.
Just gone, done. And that was my story of one of the worst dates or experiences in the dating world that I've ever had.
Wow, impressive stuff, I have to say. I am inspired.
Inspired. That's why now, after that day, I do nothing but sit here and stream, and I never leave this area. And that is my story, my friend. So I hope it hit expectations with you.
Hit expectations, I have to say. I look at you now with a newfound appreciation.
I'm gonna tell you this: when we hang out, if you don't take me to Denny's, we're not friends. Okay? That's it. We're not friends.
Yo, Oompi, what is happening?
What's up?
Dude, I have to say, I'm so happy you made a second channel, and you called it Oompi after the nickname that I call you.
That's exactly
I am
right.
completely the inspiration of your second channel's title.
I have no original thoughts.
Well, I mean, I've seen you copy some thumbnails over the last week. Anyway, today's lovely video is I'm calling up a bunch of friends on the YouTube sphere, and I've been asking them for their worst / most embarrassing dating story ever. And I got a lot of really good ones. Do you think you can top them?
Yeah, I mean, all right. So, all right. So, 2012. Okay, 2012.
Dude, the hype is
All right,
real.
all right,
The
all right.
build-up is good.
I'm 24 now. 2012, 8 years ago. Okay, 16 years old. Right. I get a girlfriend. All right. So we never end up going on a date. And then fast forward 8 years. Here's the best part. It's October. We started dating in October of 2012. We're still dating, and we've never gone on a date.
Wait a second. So you don't really have much of a dating story at all. You just have a big flex.
Yeah. No.
Well, Chad Thundercock, thank you for your time here. This was definitely shorter than anticipated.
Absolutely.
I apologize in advance if your segment is slightly shorter than most of the other people in this video.
I'll understand. Don't worry about it. That's
Well,
fine.
thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Bruh, Oompaville freaking kills me every single time. I love collabing with Oompi because you never know what he's gonna put out. Sometimes it's like, bruh, I did not expect you to take your pants off in middle of the recording session and, start humping the sex doll you have in your closet. That was very unexpected, Oompi. But no, this time it was complete opposite direction. I literally messaged him before we recorded, hey man, I'm calling a bunch of YouTubers, asking them for a really embarrassing / hilarious dating story. And he was like, dude, I got you, bro, I got you. And I'm like, okay, sick. Hell yeah, you must have some crazy ones, being that you're, well, crazy. And he was like, oh yeah, man. So then we get in the call. Literally shortest nothing of a story I've ever heard. It's like, okay, he's getting ready for the content, cracking his knuckles, bracing for impact. Bro, been with the same hoe for 9 years, never went on a date. Drops mic. Thank you, Oompaville. This is why we expect the unexpected. Yo, Quebel Cop, what is happening?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Pretty awesome. Very excited to hear about your terrible, hilarious dating story.
all right. Okay, so I'm on TikTok, just browsing away, and
That's
all of a
already
sudden,
yikes, bro.
Yeah,
This is already a terrible
well,
story.
come on, this is a no judging environment, right?
Oh no, it's a completely judging environment. What are you talking about?
Okay. And I see this beautiful girl come by. I'm like, I should probably slide into her DMs for a good little
For business
TikTok
purposes.
session. Yeah, exactly. So I end up sliding into her DMs, and we start talking, and I realize she's also Dutch, and she lives in the Netherlands, and I'm like, hey, why don't you come over for some TikToks? We'll make some TikToks together.
Just for TikToks.
Yeah, of course. So she ends up coming over, and we decide to, have a few drinks. We just had a great night, great evening. And then one of us came up with a brilliant idea to jump into my jacuzzi.
One of you came up with the idea.
Yeah, it was definitely me. And so I prepped the old jacuzzi. This is like in the summer, so it's nice and warm outside. But I realized I drank like a little bit too much, and I'm always a little bit afraid when either drinks or drugs or whatever are involved on balconies, you know? Like, by the way, just saying those things are all allowed in the Netherlands, so it's pretty common here. Not for me, but other people.
Where you just see people like falling off a balcony.
No, but just people are definitely tripping often on the streets here. Yes. So it's very common to host a party and someone's pupils are as big as their forehead. So I jump into the jacuzzi, little bit tipsy. I'm pretty sure she was pretty drunk, and I realized, oh wow, okay, well, I put the jacuzzi a little bit too warm. But it's fine because, you know, I've had some alcohol. You don't really feel anything when you drink. So I'm
like
sitting there.
90% numb at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sitting there boiling, like my sweat glands are just like wide open. I'm sweating in there, and after a few minutes, I've kind of had enough. Sitting in the jacuzzi with her, so I decided to jump out. I'm drying myself off, and she's like, oh, you know, oh, you're dirty, I'll come out too. You know, she had a few drinks. She jumps out of the jacuzzi, and, you know, I give her a towel, I hand her a towel, and she looks at me and goes, ooh, just give me 1 second, I think I gotta sit down. And she just, like, from standing up straight, just goes face first right towards my pretty much concrete floor, and I just see this happening in front of my eyes.
I thought you were gonna say right towards something else.
No. What? This is we're here for business, okay? You're just here
right,
for business.
this is for making TikToks.
Like in a split second, I jump, I grab her, and she like she was about to just face plant, and it was gonna be terrible, but she passed out, and this is like. It was kind of date, so it was like super weird. Where I'm like, yo, she passed out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm not freaking out, but I'm like, wow, okay, what do I do? Well, okay, let me make sure she's in a safe position.
First thought goes through your mind, okay, where do I hide the body?
Yeah. I'm like, I hope she's not dead, because it's gonna look very suspicious, you know. And I was like, okay, well, I gotta grab my phone. Where's my phone? I gotta call the ambulance, this and that. And I'm like straight up I'm straight, like super sober again, you know? So I'm like, oh my goodness. And right when I put her down and lay her down, she was like shaking a little bit. I thought maybe she had an epileptic attack or anything. I was about to check her pulse, and that's when she woke up. And she looks me right into the face, and she goes, oh, I guess I passed out again. And I'm like, whoa.
What?
I'm like, why did you not warn me that this was a thing? And I told her, I'm like, are you okay? I got her some water. I'm like, just lay down, stay here. You know, it's okay. It's okay. And she's like, no, I'm fine. This happened to me a few times before in the past, but the last time was like 2 or 3 years ago. And that's when
it happens all the time. It's really awkward when I'm driving and I just pass out.
But I'm like, she was drunk and she got out of a really hot jacuzzi, and then it went from really hot to pretty cold. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense, right? So she's laying there, and she was laying there for 10 minutes, and that's when she tried getting up. I'm like, are you sure you can get up? Really, like, take your time. She's like, yeah, not a problem.
If she passes out a second time, I will lose it.
And she passed out a second time.
No!
But this time, I had my back towards her, and like she got even closer to just hitting like my kitchen island with her face. Yeah. Like she was going right for it. It would have looked like a World Star hip hop fight afterwards. Anyways, I managed to catch her again, and then this time I was like, look, listen up, you're just gonna lay on the floor for the next hour. You're not gonna do anything.
You are not moving 1 inch.
You're not moving. Just like really wait. And then like she also ended up puking that night. So it was pretty embarrassing for her. Whereas for me, I just really felt really bad because how embarrassed she must have felt that night.
Dude, that's the ultimate Chad move. It's like your worst dating story is where your date fainted a few times and it got too awkward. thank you so much for being here. This was extremely awesome. Now I know that if I could pick any of my YouTube friends to faint next to, it'll be you because you're somehow Spider-Man reflexes and you catch me.
I certainly am. Thank you.
And you have practice. Yo, Noble, what is happening?
Yo, Nugs, what is cracking? How you doing?
Oh my God, it's like your intro's evolving just backwards.
Backwards evolving, yes, that's right. I'm returning to 2D monkey.
Yes, because as we know, all humans secretly evolved from 2D life forms.
That's right. I mean, that's how anime was made. That's the original source code of humanity right there.
Goddamn. Does art mimic reality, or does reality mimic art?
I'm talking to a 2D entity right now.
Just because I have no face, it doesn't mean I don't have feelings, okay?
All right. You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, my friend.
I have brought you here on this lovely day to share with us your worst / most embarrassing / funniest dating story of all time.
Oh, goody. I wish to address embarrassing stuff. Oh, boy. I can't wait. Good thing it's on my other channel. No one will know. No one will know. So I guess, should I just start right now? Get into it?
Take it away.
So back when I was starting my channel, before I was doing a YouTubing thing here, I was dabbling a little bit, but I was dating a girl, and she was a fine one. I know, right? I dated a female.
Bruh, was it... Wait a second. Was it a real life one or like...
It was real. I swear to you, it was a real girl, okay? And, well... It turns out that after maybe 2 weeks of dating her, she was like, oh, my old druggy boyfriend wants me back who abused me. See you later, homeboy.
What?
Yeah, that's literally how it happened. I was like, really? Are you for real?
Wait, so hold on. So that means we can now make memes of how you are, in fact, inferior to druggy abusers. Right?
I guess. Weeb is not as good as drug abuser boyfriend. Dang, man, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, that cuts deep.
But anyway, that's not the end of the story there. Okay, that's not the worst part here. So about like 2 years later, when my channel's established, everything's going good. I'm looking at fat anime titties 24/7. Outside of my window, I hear
You're looking at fat anime titties outside of your window?
Okay, no, I'm saying outside of my window, I hear the faint, Noble, are you there? And I'm like, that voice sounds a little familiar.
She wasn't calling you Noble, I presume. She was calling you by your real name, Francesca.
Yes, Francesca. Don't tell people that my name is Francesca. Anyway, she was like, Francesca. And I look outside, and there is the girl right there. She's like, Noble, come on down. And I'm like, this is a bad idea. This is a terrible idea. But my curiosity got the better of me. I was like, why is she in front of my door? So I went to the front door, no intention of getting back together with this girl, but I wanted to hear her out and see what was going on. I opened the door, and there she is, with another guy right next to her. I'm like, and she's like, Noble, why don't you come on over? Let's get some dinner together. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I thought against my better judgment, but I was so curious as to what the heck this was about. I drove there myself. I did drive there myself.
That's big brain right there.
Yeah, I did actually drive there myself, now that I think about it. And we sat down and we had food together, and I was like, so, how's everything going? Is this your druggy boyfriend? And it's like, no. She's like, oh, no. I ditched that fool. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Who is still better than you, by the way.
Thanks, yes. Thanks. Thanks, Nux. And it's just like, yeah, I was pretty stupid with that. This is my new boyfriend. He's a big fan of your channel. He found your channel, and I was next to him, and I was like, oh, I used to date that boy. And he was like, really? It's like, yeah, I can introduce you to him. So she knew where I lived, obviously. And
so, hold on. So basically, she's a clout chaser, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I can't put it any other way. Look, it is what it is, my boy. It is what it is. And like the guy is like, well, I was been a big fan, and I was even thinking of like leaving an anime figure on your doorstep without saying any words. And I was like, that's a little creepy, isn't it? I was like, yeah, that's a little creepy.
Oh my god.
So it's like,
And then I was thinking about telling the whole internet your address so they could leave anime figures on your doorstep. Little
Yeah.
offerings.
yeah, no, thank you. No. I mean, thankfully, I moved to a different house, and she has no idea where I live now. So it's completely, that house
That's
is
good.
gone. But yeah, like, that's the end of my story. I thought it was super
Wait, hold
weird.
on. I have so many questions though. Wait a second.
Okay.
First, the most important question: who paid for dinner?
They did, actually. They did on that one.
Simps. Simps. The second you get back, you're like, they know where I live. Immediately lights your house on fire.
No, it wasn't that big. They never contacted me again. In fact, a few months afterward, I found out that they got married and had a baby together. So, you know, maybe it's a
That's
happily
pretty
ever
good.
after. That's all I can ask for, you know? At least someone had a happy ending.
Yo, oh god.
No, I'm kidding. I got a good girl now. That's all that matters. That's honestly
Hell
all
yeah.
that matters. And her name is Nuxanor, right?
Yay! Now we can have people shipping Nuxanor and Francesca. That's the dream.
Yes, Nuxanor Francesca. Oh God, no. So yeah, that's my story. Thanks for letting me tell it.
Yo, thanks for being here. That was borderline inspiring.
Hell yeah, man.
Emphasis on borderline.
Oh,
but
well.
it was good.
all right. Well, I was starting to feel a little good, but you shot that right down. Thanks. All
Well,
right.
I'll be honest. I think that this was an absolute win because I will always remember that time that someone picked a druggie abuser over you.
Thanks.
Yo, and this isn't even when you had the rooster hair, so like
No,
I don't
no.
understand at all.
Yeah. Hey, what was wrong with my rooster hair? What the hell, man?
No, what I meant was, if you had the rooster hair, there's no way she would have dumped you for a druggie
Oh,
abuser.
okay. So you're saying bring the rooster hair back? Oh, okay.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
I'll bring it
well,
back.
thanks
sure.
for coming on. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
No problem, Nugs. Thanks for having me.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did. I know some wonderful memes were spawned that will be forever remembered in our relationships going forward. Yes, since recording this video alone, my personal interactions with some of these individuals, well, let's just say they've changed. I still love all of them, and I think that they're all wonderful people, and they are all linked in the description. Definitely check them out. But, oh boy, did we have some bangers, and I am really excited for future installments of these series of, you know, embarrassing my friends by, you know, asking them for terrible life experiences. I'm so evil. But I have to say, 100% freaking worth it. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments future installments of these series that you'd like to be interested in. I was thinking embarrassing high school stories, being that literally everyone had some of those, and I think YouTubers in particular, being that they gravitated towards an online world from a younger age, I think a lot of us are just trying to shrug off baggage that we've had from the past. So I think that would be absolutely hilarious. But again, let me know. Also, subscribe if you're interested in future shiz, because the gears in this brain are moving, and I am so excited to show you what I have in store. Big things. Big things. If you want more of me, aside from the bigger projects that I'm going to be working on this channel, I have an alternate channel known as Nuxanor. It is linked in the description of this video. It is where I go on marvelous adventures with you, whether it's murdering my friends in Among Us, reacting to live streamers absolutely failing, or flexing on individuals that require the flex to be shoved up their anuses. I try to upload daily, or some days twice a day, over there on the second channel. Link in the description again to Nuxanor. Check it out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have yourself a most wonderful evening, and remember to stay weird, fam.